Hey, welcome, Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, 1987 Strat-O-Matic replay. I'm in April 15th. It's Mets at Philadelphia. Let's go over the lineups quickly. Lenny Dykstra in center field for the Mets, Wally Backman, the second baseman, Keith Hernandez at first base, Gary Carter, the catcher, Charles Strawberry in right field, Kevin McReynolds in left field, Howard Johnson, the third baseman, Raphael Santana, shortstop, and Sid Fernandez on the mound, the left-hander. Mets are 6-1. The Phillies are 4-3. For the Phillies, it's Milt Thompson, the center fielder, Juan Samuel, the second baseman, Von Hayes at first base. Cleanup is Mike Schmidt, the third baseman, Lance Parrish batting fifth and catching. Sixth is Easley, the left fielder, Chris James in right field, Steve Jels batting eighth and shortstop, and then Kevin Gross on the mound. He's a righty for the Phillies. Let's get started. Late night insomniac baseball, Lenny Dykstra. All right, that's off the pitcher. He's a lefty, so it's going to be a 4-2, and that's going to be a fly ball right field X. And the right fielder will be a lot of checks in this game. I noticed that. He'll be a 2-E4. Oh, well, let's go to right field. Yeah, 2-E4 in right field as well. So he'll run this one down as a 2. It's an 18. All right. One down. Next up is Lenny, is Wally Backman. And it's a 3 and a 6, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Wally Backman is on with a single. And let's see if he can steal. 4-6, and no, it's a 9, so nothing there. Next is Keith Hernandez. That's going to be a 2 and an 8, and that's going to be line base hit center field. Backman will try to go to third. We got a 13. Where was it hit? It was hit to center field, like I said, because there's no indication. Actually, he moves 2. No, it's a 2. It's a 2 and an 8, so there is no indication, so he can go on the center fielder. Center fielder Milt Thompson is a 0 arm. He's a 2-E5, so he will make it. Because Wally Backman's pretty quick. He's probably a 1-17, something to that effect. 1-16. Being held, it's 1-15. We still rolled a 13, so we made it. So first and third, and it's Gary Carter. There's a lot of little rules, side rules, that if you're not an everyday player of this, you don't really know. If you are, then you feel, okay, hey, I know these rules. But there's a lot of little ticky-tacky things that, that enhance the game, bring it, give it more detail, but, you have to really play it to remember them. So little by little, as I play every game, I remember, oh, okay, I remember this rule, I used to use it, and so on. Gary Carter's up with first and third. Infield's going to be back looking for the double play. All right, it's going to be a 5 off the pitcher, and a 2 is going to be a ground ball B. So it's going to be hit right back to the mound. He goes to second for 1, back to first, not in time. Run will score. So an RBI for Carter. Mets are up 1-0. 2 out. And Carter's on at first. And that's a 1-11. And that's going to be a half diamond, which is a single possibility with a 9. That's going to be ripped for a base hit, and Carter will move to second base. So a single for Strawberry. First and second, 2 outs. Kevin Gross looks at McReynolds and deals a 3 and a 7, and that's going to be a 1-10 single. It's an 18, so it's ripped but caught by the shortstop, and that retires the side. So 1 run on 3 hits. 1-0 Mets with the Phils coming to bat. Milt Thompson 3-5. He is a lefty, so it's a 3-5. That's ball 4. So Mill Thompson walks. Here's Juan Samuel. And let's see, Mill Thompson stolen bases. He's a double-A stealer, so 4-6. And nope, nothing there. Juan Samuel's up. So 1-7, and that's going to be a 1-14 deep drive, and that ball is off the top of the wall. Around to score is Thompson. Around second, digging for third, is Samuel, and he is safe with a triple. RBI triple for Juan Samuel. So 1-7, it's a split home run triple. 15-20, roll to 19. Bon Hayes is up. Infield will be in for the Mets. It's all tied at 1. He's a lefty, so it's going to be a 4 and an 8, and that's going to be a strikeout. 1 down. Bon Hayes goes down, swing. Big K there for Hernandez. Here's Mike Schmidt. And then it's going to be a 6 against a righty, a 6 and a 4, and that's going to be a catcher X with an 11. And we are 2-1, 2E1. That 11 is going to force us to check the catcher, so we're going to roll the... yeah, we used that already. Let's do it again. And that's going to be a 16, which will be a pass ball and a pop-up. So a run will score on the pass ball, unearned run, and a pop-up to Carter, 2 down. 2-1 now. Phillies are up. And here's Lance Parrish. Alright, so 1 and a 7 against a lefty, and that's a 1-3 single, but we rolled an 8, so that's line and caught by the shortstop. That ends the inning. 2 runs come in on the triple, and of course a pass ball. And it's 2-1 Phillies. We go to the top of the second. Hojo leading off. Howard Johnson, the third baseman for the Mets. E4, E27. Not a great shortstop. Third baseman. Okay. So Kevin Gross against the lefty. It's a 6 and a 7, and that will be ball 4. So Hojo walks. We're going to try to steal with him. It's 4-6, and we got it. So he's going to be a 18. The catcher Parrish is going to be a... So he's being held, so that's a 16. Catcher Parrish is a +1, and the pitcher Gross is, so that's a +4. So it went from Hojo's an 18 to a 16 to a +4. It's a 19. And usually I just use the number right there, but this time I just grabbed it, and I did notice so let's roll again. Let's do one more time. Only a 20. He's out. And he's safe. Alright. Here's Rafael Santana. He steals second base. He's under the tag. Slides in under the tag. So it's a walk and a stolen base. And here's Rafael Santana. Okay, it's going to be a 2 and 11. That's going to be a base hit single. Runner stops at third on this. It's ripped to left, played on a hop by the left fielder Easler, who gets it in quickly. Alright, so first and third, and it's Sid Fernandez, who is a righty. He's a righty 2. He's a righty 2. Now let's find that. Oh, here he is. Let's see. It's a 1-7. That's strike out. No surprise there. Next up is Dykstra. That's going to be a 5-3, and that's a fly ball left field X with a 13. The left fielder is going to be Easler, who's a 4E7. And what do we roll? A 13. I have to roll on his E7. And that's a 9, and that will be caught. Runner on third will tag up. So it's a sac fly. Howard Johnson scores. And Dykstra picks up an RBI, and the game is tied at 2. The Mets are never out of it with this offense. Here's Wally Backman, runner on first. Pitch. That's a 1 and a 3. That's a ground ball. Second base. Flips to the shortstop, and that retires the side. They get the force. But one run comes in on the walk, the stolen base, and then the single, and then the sacrifice fly, and it's 2-2. Go to the bottom of the second. It's Mike Easler leading off. Be a 6. 6 and a 6 against a lefty. 6-6, and that's a 1-4 double, but it's a 17, so it's a drive in the gap. On the run is Strawberry, and Strawberry comes up with it and down. Chris James is next. He's a righty, so that's a 6 and a 4, and that's going to be a catcher X, a 2. Gary Carter is a 2, and that'll be a pop-up. 2 out. Gary Carter flips the mask away and makes the catch. And Steve Jeltz, 2 out. Steve Jeltz had 4 hits in yesterday's game. It's going to be a 6 and a 4 against a switch hitter who's batting righty, a 6 and a 4, and that'll be again a catcher X with a 19. And that's a foul out to the catcher. F-O-2. So back-to-back pop-ups to the catcher. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. And we move to Keith Hernandez leading off the top of the 3rd inning. April 15, 1987. Where were you? Keith Hernandez against the righty. 3 and a 8 is line. Base hit to right for Hernandez. He's 2 for 2. Stolen bases. Doesn't really say how many stolen bases he had, but he is an E, so he's not going to steal. All right, Gary Carter's up. Into a fielder's choice, picked up an RBI. That's going to be a 4 and a 6, and that's ball 4. So that puts runners on first and second. Wow, these pitchers are not very good. All right, a lot of men on base. Here's Darryl Strawberry. Pitch to Strawberry. It's going to be a 5, an 11, and that's that's an end home run, which here at this park is 1 to 6, I believe. I wrote it over here somewhere. Yeah, it's 1 to 13 for singles, 1 to 6 for home runs. And that's going to be a 3. That's going to be a deep drive. Whoa. Strawberry gets a hold of one here and unloads. It's going to be a 5 and 11 is a diamond shot. 1 to 11. Ballpark. Well, it's not 1 to 11. It's ballpark. 1 to 6. We roll a 3. That's a 3-run home run by Strawberry. And the Mets take a 5-2 lead. Wow, just like that. That's how quickly things change with this explosive offense. 3, 4, 5. Here's Kevin McReynolds. It's a 2 and an 8, and that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, it's a splits. 1 to 4 is a base hit. It's an 8 splits, 1 to 4 single. Line out 7 to 20. It's a base hit. And next up is Howard Johnson. There's movement in the bullpen for the Phillies here early in the game, here in the third. That's going to be a 6 and a 12 against a lefty. 6 and a 12, and that's a fly out right field X with a 1. The right fielder's is a 2. So that's going to be a ball that drops in for a double. Stopping at third is McReynolds. It's a range hit off of the right fielder, Chris James. Second and third, nobody out. Wow. We're going to double check that. It's a lefty batting, a 6 and a 12. It's a fly out to right X. We roll the 1. Crazy. Second and third, still nobody out. It's 5-2. And Raphael Santana is up. It's hard for me to pull the pitcher here just like that. I mean, he's given up 1, 2, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. We're going to the bullpen. All right, we're going to allow Kevin Gross, who says he's got this, to go another batter. Rafael Santana, then the pitcher. Going to bring the infield in. It's going to be a 1 and 8, and that's a single 1-4. I got an 11, so that's ripped to short. L6. So 1 out. And here is Sid Fernandez batting. That's going to be Sid Fernandez batting lefty. So that's going to be a 6 and a 12, and that's a right field X with a 20. He's a 4 in right field. No, he's a 2 in right field. Left fielder's a 4. All right, so to right field, 6 against a lefty, 6-12. It's a fly ball right field. Who's a 2? And I got a 20, and that's a fly ball C. What does that mean? That means runners advance 1 base. So both runners are going to tag up. One scores, the other one goes to third. Sacrifice fly to right. Drives in number 6. Batter 6, and this one goes to third. And here's Lenny Dykstra. And again, a 6 and a 9 against another lefty, a 6 and a 9, and that is ball 4. Wow. Wally Backman's up. Here's a pitch. It's going to be a 1-8 against a righty, and that's a fly ball. Drive to right, down the line. Right fielder Chris James, he's there, and that retires the side. So 1 run, 2, 3, 4. 4 runs come in. On 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits and a couple of walks. Sacrifice fly, and the Mets lead it by a score of 6-2. We go to the bottom of the third. It's the pitcher leading off here, and we're going to pull him for a pinch hitter. Who's it going to be? I'm going to bring in Ron Renicky. Pinch hitter in the third actually. So we'll get a new. I'm gonna get a new pitcher there. All right, so here's Renicky. Here's a pitch from Sid Fernandez. We have 5. He's batting righty, so it's going to be a 5-6, and that's going to be a 1-5 double. But it's not. It's a drive to left center field. On the run is McReynolds, and McReynolds runs it down, 1 down. So Ron Renicky gave it a ride, but Kevin McReynolds read it well off the bat and chased it down. Here's Milt Thompson. That's a 2 and a 9, and that's bounced right back to the mound. Fernandez feels his position and throws out Thompson. Here's Samuel batting now. 2 out. That's going to be a 4 and a 4 against a righty, and that's a 4 right now. That's going to be he cracks one to center field, and we're going to have to roll on Lenny Dykstra. Let's see what Lenny Dykstra, I believe, is a 2. Yeah, I'm starting to learn these. 2E5. And that's a 7 to center field because we rolled a 9 and a 7 under E5 is going to be a ball he catches up to. All right, let me just tidy this one up a little bit here. This G. That's 3 outs, and we move to the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits. Mets lead at 6-2. New pitcher. Who's it going to be? Leading off is going to be a lefty. We're going to have a couple of lefties coming up, so let's see if we have a lefty here. Let me see if Schatzeder is Dan Schatzeder is he does relief as well, and he is a lefty, so we're going to bring him in to pitch. All right, so let's spell his name. And here's Keith Hernandez, lefty on lefty. That's a 2 and a 7, and that's going to be struck him out. Swings and misses at a curveball. Gary Carter. So 1-9er, and that's going to be ripped to right center field. And oh, what a catch by the second baseman. Samuel came up out of nowhere, went up high for it and brought it back down. And Darryl Strawberry now. A 2 and a 10, that's ball 4. So Strawberry walks. He's 2 for 2 and a walk. Strawberry's also a base stealer, and we got a 3. Nope. Schatzeder's a 0 hold. The catcher, I think, was a +1. He's being held. Goes back to a 12. Nah, we'll hold it. Kevin McReynolds. That's a 3 and a 5, and that's a deep drive to right left field, way back, and that ball is gone. Home run. Kevin McReynolds. The Mets lead it by a score of 8-2. This team is explosive, and we'll double check that. A 3 and a 5 is a straight up home run against lefties, so he hits lefties extremely well. Here's Hojo. And that's a 3 and a 7, and that's going to be a strikeout. That ends the inning. So 2 runs come in on 1 hit, the big home run by McReynolds. The Mets lead at 8-2. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Von Hayes leading it off against our lefty, Sid Fernandez. Late night. Insomniac Baseball, 3-10. 3-10, and it's going to be bounced to short. Easy play for Santana, and he throws out Hayes. 1 down. Mike Schmidt with a 2 and an 8, and that's going to be line base hit center field, so it's a single for Schmidt. He's on at first. He will hold and play it safe here. Lance Parrish. He's a righty, so that's going to be a 4 and an 11. That's a fly ball right field X with a 20. Right fielder is Strawberry. Who's actually not that bad out there from what I remember. Let me see. I'm trying to memorize. He is a 2E9. And so he'll catch up to this one. Let's see, fly ball. Runners will advance on this. Tagging up. Is Schmidt. He goes to second. On a ball deep in the corner. And Mike Easler. 2 out, run around third. Excuse me, run around second. Here's a pitch from Fernandez. That's a 3 and a 5, and that's a fly ball. Center field. On the run is Dykstra, and Dykstra makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We move to the top of the 5th inning. Leading off is Raphael Santana. Santana today is 1 for 2. Singled and lined out. That's a 1 and a 4, and that's going to be, a half diamond. So it's 1 to 13, and that's going to be a 15. So that is ripped and caught by the shortstop, L6. Here is the pitcher, Fernandez, who is a 2. All right, so 1-6 on a 2 card. A 1-6 is going to be a ground ball, shortstop. Easy play for Gels. 2 away. Here's Dykstra. Dykstra is 0 for 1 with a sac fly and a walk. Pitch from Schatzter. So 1 and an 8 against the lefty, and that's going to be a cracks one to center. And right there is Thompson for the out. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Chris James leading it off. Oh, that's foul back. Souvenir for a lucky fan. It's a 1 and a 6 against the lefty, and that's going to be a 1-8 deep drive. Left center field. Back goes McReynolds, looks up, and that's gone. 8 to 3. Home run for James. Solo shot. So 1-6, and that's a home run. Splits, home run, triple. 1 to 8, we roll to 3. Steve Gels now. He's 0 for 1, had 4 hits in yesterday's game. It's going to be, he's a switch hitter, so he'll be batting righty. It's a 5 and an 8, and that's going to be struck him out. Curveball gets him. Now the pitcher's up. And it's 8 to 3. But again, I got a lot of my pitchers are tired. I do have Tekulve available. Let me see. It is the 6th. And wow. I want to bring in a pinch hitter here. See who I can grab. I'm going to bring in Glenn Wilson to pinch hit. And here's a pitch to Wilson. It's off of Sid Fernandez against a righty, so it's a 5-8, and that's going to be a strikeout. Curveball got him. 2 away. And here's Milt Thompson. It's going to be a 6-5. I get another lefty, and that's going to be a fly ball. Dykstra drifts over, makes the catch. 1 run, 1 hit, the home run. We move to the top of the 6th. New pitcher is going to be Kent Tekulve. Now what I do for cards, I do a lot of tricks for cards. I use the card app, the viewer. I print cards out. Let me see, I printed this one out right here. Tom Hume. I also just go to, if the guy was traded, I go to that other team and I make a scan of that card and I pop it into this, so I don't play that other team and be missing a card. So Kenta Culvey is coming in. He will pitch to Wally Backman. So there's a lot of little tricks you got to do in this game because of the situation where they don't give you all the cards or the chance to get all the cards. I don't know why they make a ton of money if they did. Guys would easily pay 40 bucks for all the players. 1-8. So that's going to be Backman versus a righty this time. It's a 1 and an 8, and that's a fly ball to right. Easy pickings for Chris James. 1 down. Keith Hernandez. A 6-9 against a lefty, and that's going to be a cracks 1 to right. Again, James, he's there, 2 down. And Gary Carter. And that's a 4 and a 6, and that's struck him out. 3 up, 3 down, easy inning for Kenta Culvey. I remember him as a closer for the Pirates. Now he's a kind of a setup guy. Here's Juan Samuel leading off. Juan Samuel with a triple earlier in the game. That's a 6 and a 6 against a righty. A 6 and a 6 and a 1-4 single, and that's a ground ball and through the left side for a base hit. So Samuel's on with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 6th. The score is 8-3. Now, the reason I don't have anything up on the screen is because I'm using on another computer. I'm using the Strat system, and I'm inputting data there, and that's where I have my game set up. And with with Strat-O-Matic, it's a whole process to move the information from one computer to the other. All right, here's Von Hayes. That's a 6 and a 7 against a lefty, and that's going to be a ground ball shortstop X with a 5. Santana's a 3 shortstop. Hopefully this is a double play, but we don't know. It's a 3 shortstop with a 5. Nope, it's going to be a 6-3. Runner advances. And let me just make sure Santana, yeah, he's a 3-22. So runner advances. So we got a runner in scoring position. Up is Mike Schmidt. And that's a 5-5 against a righty, and that's a Splitsville line base hit, run scores 6-4. RBI for Schmidt. Samuel around to score. And 1 out, 1 on. Here's Lance Parrish, upside down cards coming up. Oh, that's a 6-12 against a righty. 6-12, and that's again shortstop X and a 2. It's gonna be a base hit. This is gonna be a range single, and it is. It's a runner will go to third, first and third, range single, ball hit in the hole, and Santana does not get to it. I feel they sold him short a little bit on a 3. Should be, I believe he should be a 2. I mean, but you don't have a lot of leeway, right? There's not a big variety of range there between a 1 and a 5. They don't have much to play with. If it was between 1 and 20 or 1 and 36 or something like that, then you would have more to fool around with. All right, first and third, 1 out, and here's Mike Easler. I don't know why Mike Easler's starting against a lefty, Sid Fernandez. These are the actual lineups. All right, that's going to be a 3 and an 8, and that's going to be a strikeout. Fastball, high fastball, and he chases. Swings and misses. 2 out. Here's Chris James. And that's a 2 and a 6, and that's going to be 1-9 double, but no, he drives one in the gap, and after it is Dykstra, and Dykstra catches up to it. Could have been a Splitsville double. 1, 3. And an RBI for Schmidt, and the score is 8-4. We move to the top of the 7th. So the Phillies are scratching and clawing their way back into this one. Darryl Strawberry leading off against DeCulvey. And it's going to be a 4 against a right, against a lefty, a 4 and an 8, and that's a fly ball. Center fielder Thompson drifts over and squeezes it for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. Kevin McReynolds. McReynolds is 2 for 3 with a 2-run home run. That's a 6 and a 6 against a righty, a 6 and a 6. Struck him out. And here's Hojo. It's be a 5 and 11 against a lefty, 5 and 11, and that's a diamond shot, and that ball is a drive to right field. Backing up is James on the track, and he hauls it in. 3 up and 3 down. We move to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's going to be the bottom of the order here. We're stuck in a situation again where the pitcher's coming up, and we still have a guy named Bedrosian, but is Bedrosian a reliever? I'm not too sure. Again, I was in college at this time. I used to, spend a lot of time romancing the young ladies and reading the box scores the next day, in between classes. I didn't get a lot of chance to play that time. Steve Bedrosian is a reliever, so he will be coming in. And we're going to grab somebody to pinch hit. It's going to be, let me see, Russell Shue. I got a couple of guys I can use. Russell Shue. If I have Shue, okay, we'll use Shue. And Bedrosian will be the next pitcher. Pinch hitter will be Shue in this one. He's standing up with a helmet on and a bat in his hand. And leading off is Jels. Here's a pitch from Fernandez, whose POW is passed. It was a 6. Oh, and he gave up 3, so he should be bulleted right now. He's going to be bulleted. Just noticed that. Alright, so it's a 2 and a 7. Against a lefty, a 2 and a 7, and that is a strikeout. So Gel strikes out here. And now it's Shue up. Shue fly Shue. Shue fly pie, used to get that in Pennsylvania. And Shue will bat in the 7th. Alright, that's going to be a 2-9, and that's ball 4. Will Thompson. He's a lefty hitter. 1 out, 1 on. So Sid Fernandez is fatigued. So we're looking out for that bullet. It's a 5 and a 7. Against a lefty, a 5 and a 7. That's a ground ball. Second baseman X. Our second baseman, Backman, is going to be a 3-13. And we roll a 19. That's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. Backman turns it. Backman to Santana to Hernandez. And they're out of the inning. And let's double check that. So it's against a lefty. It's a 5 and a 7. And that's a ground ball. Second base. Second baseman, he's a 3 with a 19. It's a ground ball A. So it's a double play. Inning over. Go to top of the 8th. Santana, I'm going to get a pinch hitter here. It's going to be Mookie Wilson. The 8th. Mets are up 8-4. Santana leads off against Bedrosian. Here's a pitch. And that's a 2 and a 4 against a righty, a 2 and a 4, and that's a Splitsville 1 triple. Otherwise, it's a double. It's a drive, and that's going to split the outfield. Roll to the wall, digging around first and into second base to slide the tag, and he is safe with a leadoff double. Here comes Mookie Wilson now. He's going to pinch hit. Okay. We're going to have Doug Sisk come in after that. Mookie Wilson's going to pinch hit here with a runner on second. Here's a pitch. And that's a 1 against a righty. A 1 and a 5. And that is a... Ooh, he gets a hold of 1. Batting against a right-hander here. Gets a hold of 1. And that's a deep drive to right center field. And that ball is over the fence. Home run. Mookie Wilson pinch hit home run here. Drives in 2 more, and a 10-4 now. And again, it's righty pitching. It's a 1 and a 5, and it's a splits 116 home run. We roll a 7. That's gone. Always double check this again. This is not my home game that I play all the time. I would be much faster. Guy who's very fast with this game is Sports Time Machine. He plays this probably 95% of the time. Here's Lenny Dykstra, no outs. Bedrosian struggling a little bit here. Faced 2 batters, giving up 2 hits. It's going to be a 4 and a 4 against a lefty, a 4 and a 4, and that's a catcher X with a 3. And the catcher, Parrish, I don't know what he is. We'll check in a second. But a 3 is going to be a foul out unless he's a 5, and I know he's not a foul out, so that's going to be a foul out to the catcher. FO2, 1 out. So Dykstra pops it up in foul ground, and Parrish throws his mask away, makes the catch. Here's Wally Backman. It's a 3 and an 11, and that is a half diamond. And that's going to be lined and caught by the second baseman, Samuel. 2 down. Too high for a single. Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez is 2 for 4 today. A 1 and a 7, and that's going to be struck him out. So no runs. I'm sorry, 2 runs on 2 hits. The 2-run homer. And the Mets lead at 10-4. Gary Carter. Nope, it will lead off the top of the 9th, but now it's Samuel in the bottom of the inning. Got a new pitcher. It's going to be Doug Sisk. He's a right-hander. Here's a pitch to Samuel. That's a 2 and a 7, and that line base hit center field. Rips 1 to center. Frozen rope off the bat of Samuel. That's his 3rd hit of the game. So he's having a good day. Here's Von Hayes with a 1-4, and that's going to be, oh, that's ripped to the second baseman. Taylor made double play, and it is Backman who flips to Santana to throw to Hernandez, and it's a 4-6-3 double play. Second double play for the Mets in this game. Here's Mike Schmidt. Schmidt is 2 for 3. That's a 3 and a 6, and that's going to be a deep drive to left field. There's no doubt about this. When he got all that, that ball is gone. Home run from Mike Schmidt. Solo shot, 10-5 now. Again, we're going to double check that against a righty. That's a 3 and a 6, and that's a straight up home run off the card. It's one thing I love about this game, that every card is different and you never know what you're going to get. So there's always that added excitement, you know. That's what I think that really made this game stand out. I think there's 208 different possibilities that you can mess with as well, which is really nice, rather than, you know, just 36 results or 20 results or 100 results. 208 results. Lance Parrish is up. Here's a pitch from Sisk. It's a 1 and an 8, and that's going to be a strikeout. Curveball got him. Here comes some upside down cards. That happens sometimes. Mike Easler. And that's going to be against a lefty, a 4 and a 7, and that's line, base hit to left field. So he slaps one to the opposite field for a single, a 2-out single. Oh wait, that's 3 outs. My fault. Oops. That strikeout was the 3rd out. So it is Bedrosian and it's Gary Carter. We're going to use that same number. It's going to be off Bedrosian, a 4 and a 7, and that's a ground ball. Shortstop X, a 2. Shortstop Jels, I believe, is a 2. I can almost guarantee it. Yeah, he's a 2E24. And the 2 against a shortstop is going to be a lot of lookups, though. It's going to be a low ground ball, and that gets through past Jels into center for Gary Carter. He picks up his first hit of the game. He's 1 for 4 now. He's on at first. No stolen bases for him. Here's Darryl Strawberry. And that's a 5 and a 10 against a lefty. And that's a, oh, that's a diamond shot, a 17. That's a deep drive to right. And that'll be caught by Chris James, 1 down. Kevin McReynolds here in the top of the 9th with 1 on, 1 out. That's a 2 and a 7. And that's going to be line, base hit center field. Stopping at second base will be Carter. First and second. Next is Hojo. And it's a 4 and an 8 against the batting lefty, a 4 and an 8, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Chases a high fastball. Went up the ladder on that. And Rafael Santana, a 1 and a 6, and that is a tapper to short. Charging hard is Jels. Bare hands, it fires the first, and oh, just gets the speedy Santana. No runs, 2 hits. And the Mets failed to score. We move to the bottom of the 9th. Sisk is going to face Easler, James, and Jels. And here we go. It's a 1 and a 7, and that's going to be banged up the middle for a base hit.